Hi, I'm Zaelyn, and I'm a social engineer. I got into this job through a guy I dated, which I think is how a lot of women break into cybersecurity. It's a very gate kept industry, and nothing works quite as well as having a guy say to his gatekeeping bros, like, nah, man, she's cool. She's with me. So if that's also how you got into this field, whatever field you're in, that's fine. And don't let anyone shame you or tell you otherwise, because that relationship ended, but I got a really cool gig out of that relationship and I'm happy with it. So I was introduced to the concept of social engineering with a video of Rachel Toback engineering a social situation with Donnie O'Sullivan on a YouTube video. The person who sent it to me said underneath it, "You would be perfect for this." And I watched the video and realized, yes, I would be perfect for that. I don't come from a background of tech. I don't come from a background of security. I come from a background of behavioral science, psychology, sociology, criminal justice, and years of marketing, branding, and sales. Social engineer. And a couple of years later, I went to my first DEF CON and came in third in the SEC VC for the vision competition there. Had a great time and decided this is just what I'm going to do with my life. And since then, I have had the opportunity to learn from so many amazing people and take on more roles in the industry. So working with Wicked Six, that's just a new role. And the most important thing I've learned over the past 2 years is to make sure you can do something before you say yes, but don't think you have to know how to do it before you say yes. You can learn how to do it. You can learn fast. So that being said, a typical day on the job for me is probably a little different than most social engineers because I am a social engineer for hire. I come in when a pen test team or a red team can't get access or they need to get access fast. Typically, I get access between 1 week to 3 weeks, and my access is guaranteed to let you move laterally or you will get different access. I do a lot of OSINT. I do a lot of phone calls mostly. So my OSINT shows me the doors. My phone calls gets me through the doors. Once I'm through the doors, I have your password reset from the IT help desk. And in my experience, the most challenging aspect of working in cybersecurity is moving from team to team and learning the communication styles of a bunch of people who are not great at communicating. It's been my biggest pet peeve. So you can work with a team who are all over the country and you get on their Slack channel, you get on their Teams channel, and suddenly you're just thrown into a whole new world of like, who's going to respond, who's not going to respond. And they're typically all men because I work mostly with offensive security guys. And you say the wrong thing, you're going to rub the person the wrong way, and it's not going to go very well for you, and things are not going to be smooth. So I recommend being willing to take on whatever role they prescribe to you, because you're not going to be able to change their mind in the amount of time you're there if you take on a role like I have, where you are essentially a gun for hire. Over the 3 years that I've been in the industry, I have had the pleasure and displeasure of watching the threat landscape change from being a lot of phishing and online threats, a lot of keyboard jockey threats, to threats that are like what I do. So I was here. I was here when the Clorox, MGM, and Caesars Entertainment breaches happened. And those happened using techniques that I had been using every day for the past 2 years before that. So it really opened my eyes to the fact that what I do is valid and needed, and helped put me on the path to make sure that it becomes a level of compliance, not just a fun add-on or a flashy thing to go do at DEF CON in a booth. Can you tell us about a project or initiative that you worked on that you found particularly impactful or rewarding? Truth bomb, this is not rewarding work. This, in its current form, the way we have to step on the heads of regular people in HR, marketing, accounting, and legal to get our access, and there's nothing done to help those people trust their company again after we've got our access, we've completed our contract, and we've moved on. There's nothing rewarding about this. And the fact that so many men in this industry find it rewarding, I think, is problematic. And it's one of the reasons I'm staying in this industry, to try to change that and make it better with training programs that actually care about employees. And it's an uphill battle. So if any of you want to help me on that uphill battle, I welcome you. The most important tip for achieving success in cybersecurity is getting used to being told no. It's like sales. You're going to get told no a lot. No, we don't want your help. No, we don't need you. No, we're not paying for that. And know your worth. Know how much money you're willing to take to do something you may not really want to do, or something that doesn't fit you. And then double it, and that's what you charge, especially if you do a lot of consulting and freelance work. Yeah, get comfortable talking about money very bluntly. Be upfront as often as possible. If people don't like it, then you're not meant to work with them anyways, because they're trying to take advantage of you. What led me to initially fall in love with tech and cyber in the first place? I absolutely loved watching my dad work when I was a kid. He was a programmer. And I loved the terminal screen. I loved all the colors. I loved seeing how things he put in on one end popped out on the other end as a front-facing user interface. And it was just magic to me. And I never got the opportunity to learn from him. So when the opportunity came along as an adult and I got to build my first PC, which is sitting behind me, it is my pride and joy, and seeing that BIOS screen come on for the first time and knowing that I did that I went through the steps and I created this, and this thing is alive because of me, I was sold. So no matter what field you go into for technology, whether it's cybersecurity, programming, or, marketing and compliance, whatever, if you want to do it, don't let anyone stop you. And don't let anyone say that you got there on anyone's merit other than your own, because you didn't. You got there because of you. Enjoy your conference.